All right. Good morning, everyone. It is officially 9:07 on the West Coast, so we're going to go ahead and get started here. So today we are doing a little bit of something slightly different. We've done a lot of rooms in the past about AI, about different tools that can really help your business. And today, for this one, we thought we would do a very specific one on
Hello.
the tool that we've um, come out with fairly recently here at Radius. And so that is MEL, a real estate AI assistant. And so Dee is going to be here with us talking a little bit more about MEL, what its capabilities are, and how it can better serve you and your business at large. So Dee, I will have you take over from here.
Love it. So thanks, Ela. Ela was doing her best Central Coast, East Coast radio voice. It's
Yes.
9:07 in the AM. So
I
love it.
know. I always have to mentally convert between Central and Pacific now, and so it's a little bit of a challenge, but I
That
got
was
this.
great.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Thank you.
So, Michael, I have a question for both you and Diane. Have you embraced AI yet? Have you started diving into things like Chat GPT or
Oh,
OpenAI or anything like that?
I've played around with it and I've had it like reviews, like listing descriptions and things that I've done. And I
Okay,
actually made an open house logo with it. And
love it.
so,
You use
but
Dolly?
I used Genesis on Google and I used Chat GPT. I didn't like the Microsoft one. I couldn't understand it.
Got it. Yeah, Microsoft's one's called Copilot, which is the name of our shared lending program as
Oh,
well. Getting your
they
mortgage.
stole your name.
Yeah, they stole our name. Dang it! We right when we were coming out, they came out with Copilot. It was like what? So,
Oh, no.
but I will tell you, AI has actually been around a lot longer than we think about, right? Certainly it existed in our childhood, believe it or not. Well, I don't know how old you are, but I was a kid in the 60s and the 70s, and never heard of AI, never thought about AI. AI was not a thing, but it's actually been around since 1950. Computing was in a very raw early stage. Large language models were thought about but not fully fleshed out, things like that. And then certainly through the 70s, 80s, 90s, there were some limited use applications for artificial intelligence, but it didn't really start to reemerge in the public lexicon until probably the 90s. And you may have heard about where they were chess masters were playing against computers and things like that. And so it was really more of a novelty for such a long time, right? We looked at the use applications, but if you're familiar with George Orwell, everybody was concerned with Big Brother and all that, and so it was limited. It was shelved. And then about early mid 2010-ish, they started recognizing the use of AI. And you have been using AI probably every day of your lives for the last 10 or so years. Siri, Alexa, Google, all those utilize AI. When you call into some companies, they're using forms of AI and have been for some time in order to take your call and route you to the right direction, but they were limited in terms of applications. When we got into more large language modeling, a company like OpenAI, which has been around since 2017, kind of came out and really started to show some of the best use cases in terms of AI. I've been playing around with AI for a couple of years, not with any depth, but for about a couple of years, like everybody else, and particularly those of a certain age. So we started thinking about it as a company. And just to kind of give you guys some background, since you're new to us, is AI, we started thinking about its efficacy and how our real estate community could actually benefit from it. So giving you a bit of history, I know this is slightly off topic, but it'll help, I think, is how Radius Agents started, or how Radius started, which was a social media platform for realtors. That's what enticed me. You know, I've been around almost 30 years in terms of the real estate game. That's what enticed me. I was like, that's pretty different, right? At first, I looked at this company as, you know, it's just another, you know, offshoot of what everybody's trying to do. Didn't initially take it seriously because I've seen, you know, so many different models over such a period of time that I didn't really immerse into it right away. And then as I started having more and more conversations about it, and you know, and being a part of it, and really kind of diving into what it was doing from a technological standpoint, I got curious. And certainly just the community piece all by itself is a game changer in this industry. To have 85,000 agents at your fingertips, you know, so to speak, to talk about what's going on in their markets, you know, referrals, best practices, things like that, collaboration. That's what's been missing from this industry for so long. When I first got into the industry and it was a proprietary business, we collaborated all the time. There was no secret sauce that anybody had or anything like that. We were always sharing ideas, and we were very communicative when real estate was proprietary. The minute all handles came off and we said, let's throw this all on the internet, things changed, right? Internet was a game changer for sure. We started letting our curated data be more open source data, and then companies started charging us to collate that data and give it back to us. You know, so then it got out of control. But real estate was going to be the beast that it is one way or another. So now we're kind of coming back almost full circle into everybody is trying to figure out a secret sauce. What differentiates me from my competitor or from the community overall? I've said this before. I submit that our biggest competitor is not another practitioner or licensee, but the consumer themselves. Consumers have equal access to the same data that we have. And so it's changed the game quite a bit. Knowing that real estate is a very, very layered, very complex business, right? People don't realize the complexity of real estate and what's involved. You know, we're looking to truly have knowledge at our fingertips. And that's where MEL or AI comes in. So we created a proprietary blend. We didn't build off of OpenAI or any other AI tool that's out there. We actually coded and created our MEL from the ground up. When I first started having conversations with all of our senior leadership about the efficacy of AI, why it should be integrated in terms of our processes and tools, our dev team got to work, and literally within a few months, which is an incredible time to create a product from its raw stage into what it is now. We created MEL. And, you know, MEL is, while it is AI and can be utilized for all types of query, I'm responsible for training MEL. So I'm constantly giving MEL new data sources, giving MEL scenarios, giving MEL knowledge, just like you would a child. And then the child assimilates, and the next thing you know, they're learning the world on their own, and they're learning how to interact and interact appropriately and giving the appropriate responses. That's where MEL is. Our MEL is probably at this point a teenager right now, give or take. The MEL's been out. We introduced MEL officially in March, and MEL has been incredible. MEL can help you through, just like you were saying, Michael, you've used Genesis, and you used a couple of other browser-based AI assistants. MEL is designed solely for real estate, even though it does a myriad of things, right? It can give you ideas on how to generate the proper content for an open house or for a listing, or give you some suggestions about a particular area. It can also advise you on how to, or if you're in a community that you're unfamiliar with, and what specific ordinances might be in that city that you're unaware of, right? Sidewalk ordinance, sewer lateral, things like that. tree trimming, things that would affect your property owner if you're taking a listing, or things that your buyer side client may need to know as they're looking to move into that community. So I know, Michael, you and Diane have both been in the business for a while, but this really kind of takes away some of that ardent research that we would have to do prior to going out, because it's information at your fingertips, and it allows us to expand the boundaries of the communities that we serve, because we really can get information in real time. MEL can also assist you inside of your transactions, right? What forms need to be where? How do I complete this form? I've been working exhaustively over the last month and a half or so to make sure that MEL has the right data based on all of the new changes from the NAR settlement, right? And everybody's scrambling from state to state, from city to city, from town to town to adapt and adjust to what all those changes are. So MEL is very adept in that. Again, MEL can help navigate through what needs to be filled out, how to fill out these documents. MEL can assist in auditing your files. MEL can tell you what's on the MLS. So for instance, you could ask MEL, hey MEL, how many properties are for sale in San Bernardino? And then you could even drill down further with MEL to say, a particular neighborhood. And I'm just going to say Riverwalk. How many how many homes are for sale that are 3-bedroom, 2-bath in Riverwalk in San Bernardino? And then it will query the MLSs, and it will find the right data for you. It will tell you the characteristics of the property, last sold, right? It gives you all the data that would be pertinent for you to understand. And the beauty of this is, all of this is in the native app that resides in your phone. So if you haven't downloaded the Radius app yet, you need to. As you can see, I've got a QR code. So you guys might want to utilize the QR code, and that will take you to the respective Google Play or Apple, so that you can download the app if you've not done so already. But I'm going to challenge each of you, because it's very intuitive, right? I'm going to challenge each of you to kind of play around with MEL. So one thing you'll notice, go ahead, Michael.
Oh, I've downloaded the Radius app. In fact, I'm using it to watch this room on my phone because, and I should tell you, I'm going to have to go to a doctor's appointment that came up soon. But anyway, is there like an agent level of that? Because it's asking, of course, I realize my license doesn't transfer till tomorrow, but like it's asking me to build a profile and do all this. And wouldn't that all be automatic once I'm on board tomorrow?
It's not automatic. You're filling it out specific to you. And that's a great question though, Michael. And the reason being is MEL will address you specifically, right? It won't be randomized once MEL is in your system. MEL will actually respond and remember you. MEL can actually track your transactions, so natively inside of the app, let's say you just closed something. MEL will actually say, okay, well, you just closed 1234 Main Street, and there was that. Go ahead, Ela.
I was just going to say, Michael, if you're watching rooms right now from that app, you're likely on the Radius community app. So the Radius office app is a separate app for.
Okay, we must not have the login to that yet, or so. Okay.
So yeah, I wanted to make that because there's two different apps. So the community app is where Rooms is hosted on, as well as the Radius community platform. And so if you're watching this right now from your phone, it's because you're on the community.
Right. The app thank you for that, Ela. The app that you need to download is the Radius Office app.
Oh, okay.
So there's
this is what I was thinking. There was probably a different level. Okay.
Got it. Yeah, there's a Radius Office app. I'm so sorry. Okay. I'm very specific about that.
Okay.
Yeah, the Office app is what gives you, and you're right. That's associated with the connection of your license and all that good stuff. So, Diane, go ahead.
No, I was just going to ask. So once we change our license over to you, then we will have access to that.
Yes. Yes,
okay.
You'll have access to all of that.
Okay.
And again, MEL can help optimize your calendars. So it can remind you of appointments, all kinds of things. It can help you draft marketing data, marketing collateral like flyers. It can help you post to social media. All those things that are a drain on our day-to-day existence, right? That's what I love about AI is the convenience. Again, I know people are very concerned about privacy, but I'm just going to say this is my own personal opinion. You guys may differ in terms of how you feel about it, but the privacy ship has sailed. It's been underway for quite some time. And, every time we log on to a website that we're interested in something and we're dropping little kernels of information about us, our email addresses for discounts, our phone numbers for discounts or for texting updates and things like that. Every time we log into Amazon or Netflix or anything, those are all pieces of data that we're sharing in a way. So to be overly concerned about privacy right now, I think is probably unfounded. I know a lot of people are. We worry about hacking and our information getting on the dark web and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's the genie's out of the bottle for sure. So MEL is absolutely something that you need to make a part of your day-to-day. So if you're looking at this page, you might see something that looks like an infinity symbol. That infinity symbol is how you engage MEL. Again, there's a microphone like there are in many programs to where you can talk just directly into your device and ask MEL questions. Again, you can see that MEL will actually pull up photos of properties that you're interested in, give you area specifics, can help create a CMA that you can share with your customers, information that you can share with your clients. And then, and this is just the first iteration. In Q4, late Q3 and early Q4, we've got other things that will integrate with MEL, like the transaction management suite, to where literally you can do a transaction from start to finish. And when I say start means when you start showing or interest in showing to a buyer side or taking a listing, it will also communicate with your clients. They can fill out a complete RPA or an RLA right within inside the app itself, including DocuSign, reaching out to all the parties that need to signatory lines. So we're really looking at next steps in terms of ease and convenience in the real estate community. In my history, Ela and I were talking about this earlier, I've been a part of 5 prop tech startup companies in the real estate space, dating all the way back to 1999. And the company I was with in 1999, way too early, primarily because, people didn't have high-speed internet, people were still on dial-ups, really slow connectivity in terms of that time frame. So we were probably a bit premature at that time. But, it's evolved over a few decades now. And so your day-to-day existence is almost crucial. AI is almost crucial in your day-to-day existence. A couple of other things I'll share, which is about how to utilize AI for things like marketing, right? And what is AI as a whole, right? I've talked a bit about MEL, giving you some understanding about MEL, but just to kind of help up-level your knowledge about what it is and how to use it. AI encompasses things like machine learning, predictive analytics, natural language processing. AIs basically use computers that were once just our brains kind of trying to figure it out, right? And the benefit overall is it makes your work life easier. It helps you meet the right people. It creates opportunities of engagements, and it improves your chances of making a sell. So, there's lots of AI tools that are out there. Again, MEL is that thing that we drive you towards because it's natively right inside of your phone, or your device. So you're able to use it intuitively all the time. And I challenge you to try and break it, right? Because that's how learning happens for us as human beings. And that's how it works for machine learning tools as well. It may be incorrect, and every AI tool you'll use right now usually has a disclaimer that says this information may not be accurate. There are other tools like HubSpot, which we use. Zillow has AI tools, so they're predicting some market trends. And Zillow's been kind of playing in the space for a while. A CRM tool called KV Core, which you may already be subscribing to or will subscribe to once you're here with us. Again, AI queries things like websites, social media interactions, looks for CRM. Literally, it is the knowledge of everything is how I look at AI. AI is like what Google was 2 decades ago. When Google was coming on the scene, and I live in the Silicon Valley, so I've been privy to lots of tech advances over quite a bit of time, which has kept me relevant as I get more mature in terms of my life and things like that. You know, it keeps me at the forefront of what's going on from a technological perspective, which is critical for us to stay relevant because our clients certainly are using some of these tools. And again, they're the ones who have data that is similar to ours, and it would be horrible for them to say, hey, have you heard of this? I was thinking about doing this, and we're completely in the dark, right? So we talked about, you know, kind of what it is. So let's kind of break down a few of those things, like predictive analytics. It basically uses past data to predict future outcomes, right? It's kind of like a cap rate, but for data, right? It uses past data to predict future outcomes. And that's critical when we're trying to forecast what next steps may need to look like either for our buy side or sell side clients. AI can do things like lead scoring. Again, back to MEL. MEL has the capability of all of these things. It ranks your leads on how likely they are to become clients, right? That's how it integrates predictive analytics into its process. Is if you know that a particular neighborhood hasn't changed hands in 2 years, it can help you to outline what may be the next listing, right? So that way you can hyper target neighborhoods that you've either worked or want to work. So that's how we can help to leverage AI in terms of our day-to-day. Michael, you've already said that you've used some AI to help you create marketing collateral. Okay, go ahead, Michael. Take care.
Yes, I did. Thanks so much. I got to run.
No worries. This will be recorded, so good deal.
All
right.
Okay, thanks. All right. Bye.
And then, you know, it can help you create ad campaigns. Again, none of us, at least, I'll speak for me. I know I'm not, and many realtors I know are not marketing specialists, right? Hila's a marketing guru. You know, that's her lexicon. That's within her framework. But most of us, we're kind of cutting and pasting and piecing a little of this and a little of that together to come up with something that may or may not hit our target audience. AI can help you hit your target audience. AI is your 24/7 assistance. So it can communicate with your clients long after you've retired to bed, you know, for the day. AI can be that person that answers, be that entity that answers questions and communicates with your customer base so that you're not losing contact or traction. We know that in this world that we live in now, people want what they want immediately, right? The average lead time, it's actually almost too late, from an internet lead to your hands is about 15 seconds. That's not a long time, right? I know agents think it's around 2 to 5 minutes. In 2 to 5 minutes, you could have clicked on multiple websites and gotten the information that you were looking for. And that's what satiates a consumer, even if it's just, hey, I'm in a meeting right now, let me get back to you, is the ability to A, feel heard, and B, that you're the right entity or right resource for the information that they're seeking. So AI utilizes things like chat bots and virtual assistants to actually help to extend your reach, right? Because we're not 24/7, but AI is, because AI doesn't eat, doesn't sleep. It's always on, it's always learning, and it's always available. It also helps to create automated follow-ups through email messages, emails or SMS messages, things like that, because part of what lead gen is all about is staying in touch with the people you meet, right? In a meaningful way. If we're constantly having to create content to seem like this is just an organic reach out, we don't have time for anything else, particularly if our pipeline or our database is fairly deep. So help with the use of AI, with the use of our assistant like Mel. Mel can help you to collate your pipeline so that your reach outs to your customer base are always fresh, always organic. It makes it feel just like it's you versus a very scripted informational pitch, which is kind of a turnoff. It helps to develop and define the relationships that you create with your customer base. Good morning, Arnold. So that's
Good morning.
their positive thing. Another high five for AI and for Mel. Again, Mel can help monitor your social media, watching for real estate related posts and engagements. That's what, again, the way you use it is going to be specifically how you want to use it, right? It's got many capabilities, far probably beyond what our true capacity of understanding its true efficacy are. I mentioned earlier, everybody's worried about privacy, and I think Arnold would agree with me. Arnold worked in the tech sector for many years. Is privacy? The privacy ship has kind of sailed, and it's been afloat for quite some time. So sometimes we get overly concerned about if I use this technology, it's going to spy on me. Probably not, right? I mean, if you were to think about it, all of us have a cellular device or a mobile device, which has the capability to follow you wherever you are. People can know where you are in a glance. Gone are the days of I couldn't get in touch with you, because we can get in touch with everybody. I dare you to name one person who doesn't have some type of mobile device that they can use, right? So one thing I'll suggest is, being transparent with your client about what their data may be used for. And the reason I bring that up is because there's going to be a customer companion in the very near future on our in our MEL and in our Office app. And that companion piece is it will allow you in future state to be able to have your customer log in. They'll create their own account. They can do all their things, communicate with you. They're going to be communicating with your AI. And so you're letting them know that their data is going to be protected. So again, I'm saying that MEL is the right tool for you because we've designed and developed it specifically for you for the real estate space. I'm a practitioner, and even though I'm not really active because I do something else, which is manage a brokerage, but it was designed by the right people to deliver the right information. So MEL is going to be your best friend. I would hope that each and every one of you, as I said, play around with MEL, try and break it, do everything that you can do to make sure that MEL is giving you everything that you need. MEL is very powerful. It is full AI. It is true machine learning. Again, the more you ask it, the more you can help to refine it, the better it is. It's just like a child. As I said, at this point, our MEL is like a teenager. It's learned a lot, but it's got the capacity to learn a whole heck of a lot more. So, help train your assistant to be your assistant for your use in your business model. And that's the broadest overview of MEL. Any questions? Any comments? If you're not using AI, my question to you is, why aren't you using AI? Arnold, you're using MEL, right?
I haven't used it that much. There's a lot of tools that I'm getting up on, but we're looking at for our group using AI for creating videos.
Yeah.
So that introduce us and give a background on different things. Like Yogesh created one on Rule of 72,
Yeah.
and then there's this a young lady named Natalie who, you can't really tell because what if she's any nationality really.
Yeah.
And so and it's kind of neat, but my wife said it's scary.
And that we were talking about it. Everybody is a little
Because
scary.
all you have to do basically is type in what you want it to say, and it comes up with exactly what you tell it.
That's exactly
So,
right.
yeah.
I literally utilize AI every single day, multiple times a day for multiple different things. Not
Yeah.
only has it streamlined my work life, I would consider myself a fairly good writer, both technical and, literary
Yeah.
kind of stuff. And AI has upped my game times 1,000. Just because,
Yeah.
as you just said, Arnold, it will absolutely formulate what my thought was. And you know what's great about AI is it doesn't worry about punctuation or spelling errors or anything like that. It actually will look at that data and say, okay, this is what you're asking me. Boom, here you
Yeah.
go. And so it's great. I love AI.
Yeah.
Not worried about it at all.
Yeah, sometimes you have to be careful though. I mean, we took right off of the Loan Desk website where it says open 7 days a week, and so that's actually started off the video saying open 7 days a week. And it's like, wait, you want to edit that part out?
Right. Well, I mean, theoretically, we're open 7 days a week. We just didn't say how many hours in each day.
Or yeah, whatever. I mean, yeah, exactly. But something to that effect of like, wait, we don't really want that as part of the video. It's okay for the website, but
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it literally took the rest of it too and put together a video on it. So
I've been using this tool called Blender, which helps you to create images and objects.
yeah.
Playing with that and combination with AI, it's fascinating. It's that we would have been dangerous 10 years ago, Arnold. If we had, we would have been dangerous.
Yeah.
So, Diane, you had a question. Maybe not.
I'm sorry. I was just going to say, for me, AI is all kind of new. I'm not the best computer literate person, but I luckily have a son-in-law who's a cyber tech.
There you go.
When I can use him, I have to make appointments, but he does either connect to my computer and help me, or this is going to fascinate him because this is all the kind of stuff he's been telling me about.
Yeah.
And he doesn't understand why real estate isn't into it more. But when he talks to me, I tell him, talk to me like I'm a 2-year-old because I don't understand anything you're saying, Right. But he's very patient and it helps a lot. But these classes that you all do are just I am so infatuated with what's going on with you all and your training and teaching. Just even communicating is just amazing to me. How it reminds me of the old days. I feel really invigorated to do stuff and be present.
We love that. That's a resounding endorsement. We love that. It's a very collaborative thing. I will tell you this though, Diane. I might be similar in life to where you are, which is the one thing I'll share is that you want to play around with as much as you can, right? Even though you have a son-in-law who's hyper tech, Mel is so intuitive. It's just like you were talking on the phone to, one of your kids, your grandkids. You're just kind of asking it things and it's spitting out the stuff that you just asked it. So
I'm sorry.
No,
and from what I'm gathering, the more you talk to them, it's kind of like they become familiar with you and what your needs are, so it can kind of anticipate what's going on.
100%. So it really is that level of, and that's why I was saying, like, when you log into the app, it literally is, a conversation between Diane and Mel, right? It's not Arnold and Mel or Dee and Mel or Ela and Mel. It's Diane and Mel, because it's tapped into your profile and, what you're doing. So Mel knows, if you created a marketing piece yesterday, and you say, hey, my marketing piece needs to have more impact, Mel will already have that knowledge stored and can help you design or create or refine whatever that marketing piece or campaign that you were using to help you augment and, embellish that to where it works effectively for you.
So is it too, I was listening to you and you said that like it will help you with your listing or buy your RPA or whatever. It's almost like you don't need a TC anymore if you have a MEL, right?
We're getting there. So I'm glad you asked that question. Our TXM suite, which will be coming out later on this month, part of it's been introduced, but it'll be coming out in more detail later this month, is absolutely designed just for that, right? It literally is your portable TC. It's monitoring your docs. It's letting you know what may be missing or signatures are pending, just like your TC would. I mean, it's weird to say it out loud, right? Those of us of a certain age, but it's almost 2025. Wow. Do you remember the Jetsons? Right?
My God. Yes, I do.
We are 100% in the Jetsons age, right? The things that we didn't think were possible are absolutely possible now, right?
Right.
The way we communicate, we thought how mythical that looked then, but is absolutely a reality now. So that's how you want to look at MEL, is MEL automatically stepped you up into the future, right? All the things that we used to do, we can now do with ease, with full access. We're not necessarily dependent on a human for answering. It even helps to take the place of me in some cases, right? So you've got a question that might be a semi-legal question or something transactional, and it's 1 o'clock in the morning. God forbid you're up at 1 o'clock in the morning doing real estate. But, should the off chance that you are, it would give you instant access to information, probably in a way similar to I would have given you, or car legal, or something like that. So it's designed to truly be your assistant.
So can it tell me like acronyms, since we use acronyms? So
it absolutely can tell you acronyms.
Or like what they stand for?
What they stand for. So like recently, and again, the BRBC was not a common term in our vernacular until just recently. Even though the BRBC has been around since December of 2022, the BRBC is really more of a spotlighted item now because we mandatorily need to use it going forward. So I've spent the last month inputting data on the BRBC and what it is. And it self-summarizes now. So all you have to do is type into MEL or say to MEL BRBC, and MEL will say the BRBC, or the buyer representation broker compensation agreement, is part of the and it will spit it out exactly what it is, or what my AVID is, or my RPA. And it's and it works across all 50 states, but it's not agnostic to just California. It literally covers the gamut and the spread of real estate. So other questions, guys? Anything I can answer for you? Otherwise, I'm going to gift you back about 13 minutes. Well, that's it for my part of this presentation. As always, I appreciate you guys giving me some time and joining me today.